Call the special redevelopment commission meeting for Tuesday, November 4th to order at 6 o'clock p.m. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Councilor Shauna Haynes Edwards.
Present.
Councilor Leona Chandler Felton. Councilor Margaret Uzelak.
Present.
Councilor Keisha Hardaway is present, and Councilor President Sean Petty.
Here, we have 4 members. I did receive an email from Angie that she talked to Leona, and Leona might be running late. She's going to make the planning commission, but she didn't know if she would make this meeting or not. So
Okay.
We're fine with 4 members for a quorum. We have no, excuse me, we have no consent agenda. Under other old business, ladies, again, there's a structure point proposal for additional design services for a salt barn at Merrillville Fire Station 73 design. I've looked it over. Joe, have you looked this over? I mean, everything
looks in order.
Everything looks in order. It's for $39,500. One thing that I have asked Angie and Michael to look into, outside of the money that we allocated for the station itself, there's going to be this project, and there's also an issue still, which I totally do not agree with. You ladies kind of know how I can be. I am not paying $950,000 to run a water line from Polycon Industries down to this fire station. There's absolutely no way. So we'll handle that at a later date with Indiana American Water. You don't want to provide water to a public safety facility? That's fine. I'll call up the paper and we'll let them know about it. How's that?
Sounds good.
This, Michael, if I could call on you, this, I had asked Angie about the additional salt dome. Mr. King said it would probably, the structure would be $250,000.
Yeah.
And then this $339,500, I asked Michael and Angie to look out of the project fund for Mississippi, quote unquote, Mississippi allocation area, if there's funds available for that, Michael, so we don't have to tap into the $15 million on the bond for the station itself.
Mr. President, there's adequate and sufficient resources, whether it's in Mississippi or any one of the other I heard the director.
You should know by now. What?
Is this already on? It is on. Mr. President, I beg your pardon. Yes, we did check. As you know, we've unified all of the economic development areas into one. So any one of the allocation area funds, except for the northern portion of the Broadway that takes us to 53rd Avenue, that has not been consolidated in, but any one of the other allocation funds associated with the formerly distinct and separate allocation areas associated with the EDAs could be used. We do believe that Mississippi would have sufficient to cover the cost of $39,500. In terms of the salt dome, we may have to have a conversation, but we believe that among the several funds, there will be sufficient to construct the dome if that's the pleasure of the commission.
Okay. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Are there any questions, ladies?
No.
Okay. If there are none, Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Councilor Uzelak, seconded by Councilor Haynes Edwards, to approve the structure point proposal for additional design. Is there any further discussion?
No.
Seeing none, Joe, do we need a roll call on this?
Roll call.
Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilor Shauna Haynes Edwards.
Aye.
Councilor Margaret Uzelak.
Aye.
Councilor Keisha Hardaway is an aye, and Councilor Sean Petty.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. I didn't have them, I have one item under new business that I especially want to let Keisha and Shauna know about. Margie and I and Leona will see this in the upcoming meeting. Sheila and Angie and Joanna and I had a meeting with the property owner at 73rd and I-65 next to the cemetery on the north side. A gentleman by the name of Lawrence Benjamin is going to come in and talk to the Plan Commission, and he gave Angie and Sheila and I a layout of what he is proposing to do there. It is not as bad as it was before when Trammell Crow wanted to come in and put 3 industrial type buildings on the property. This is residential, but the density is extremely high. And we're gonna have to talk about this, Margie, under other business. He wants to do 88 single family homes. He wants to do, if I can read this, Keisha, I haven't. I know it's 312 apartments and 88 single family homes and then the townhomes. So he's looking at 579 units on the north side of 73rd Avenue. And I've told them, and this may come back to us as redevelopment. If that's the case, and we can modify this thing, But any type of development out there is gonna require something be done with 73rd Avenue and that bridge, which is probably gonna fall back onto the RDC. Now, keep in mind, we have the new allocation area that we created for Crow Holdings for the 2 buildings that are going up now. So, something that Michael and Angie and I would have to talk with bond counsel and London Witty, you know, is this something down the road the town wants to endeavor to go from Virginia to Mississippi and widen that, including the bridge, to 3 or 4 lanes and makes it so it can handle the traffic?
Put it as a condition.
Well, the one idea that I had, you know, not to put it all on Matt Cruz and Crow Holdings, Joe, if you want to build this development, you're going to pay for the approach from Virginia to the bridge is on this guy for $1 million.
Matt Cruz wants to do this project?
No, this is a different guy. Matt's is already under construction, those 2 buildings. But see, we're going to capture that increment from Matt's 2 buildings plus his 3rd building, which would suffice the debt service if we wanted to do it. Now, since Akeisha and Shauna weren't on the council back then, Margie, when we did the 101st Avenue Bridge from Georgia to Mississippi,
Yeah.
that was approximately $8 million. And that was, I think, before COVID, Joe, if I remember. Butler Fairman did that. And so you're probably easily looking, if we try to do this project, if we feel we need to, you're probably looking at $8 to $9 million total,
Probably
maybe 10.
10 to 12.
Yeah, maybe 10.
It's time to.
And so,
From there.
you know, what do we, you know, we've got a 4-lane on Mississippi all the way up. We've got a 3-lane section on 73rd Avenue, but it tapers down there by the cemetery
Yeah.
after you pass Virginia Street. So, I leave it up, just kind of put a bug in your ears, kind of think about it, that again, Margie and Leona and I will see this, and we're gonna have a other business discussion about this, Joe, at 6:30, after the workshop. So, just an FYI, ladies. So, that's all I've got. Michael, do you have anything for RDC?
Mr. President, I do not.
Okay, thank you. Joseph?
Just one additional thing. We keep talking about the water extension. And there might be a possibility of some federal
Okay.
monies coming toward that project
Okay,
from
Congressman Mervan?
office.
Okay, good.
So
That's
that-
always good news.
That's something that
Okay.
Structure Point is exploring right
All right, sounds good.
Did
Okay.
he promise it, or are we hoping?
now. Well, we're hoping right now.
Okay,
Hopefully,
Okay.
it'll come to fruition.
yeah, it should.
We're gonna ask really nicely.
Really nicely.
With a cherry on top.
All right, ladies. Other than that, there is no general order, so Chair will entertain a motion.
So moved
And is that for adjournment?
to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, Craig, we're done.